Let's invite the brain behind the ops, the soul of the squad. Not just a name, he's a legacy. Introducing our very own Kay Menon, aka Himmat Singh. Vinay Pathak, aka Inspector Abbas Sheikh. Fighter, thinker, teammate. He's the calm in the middle of the storm. Let's call Muzammil Ibrahim, aka Avinash. Welcome, Muzammil. And now, she listens more than she talks. But when she moves, she means business. Let's welcome Saiyami Kher, aka Juhi. Next up, the voice that gives us chills. The new age threat of Special Ops Season 2. Let's welcome Tahir Raj Bhasin, aka Sudhir. Very good afternoon. Welcome to all of you, and good to see you back. Pleasure. हमारे मीडिया के दोस्तों के काफ़ी सारे सवाल हैं, तो मीडिया का Q&A शुरू करने से पहले, Sushant, starting with you. First of all, congratulations.
You have such fantastic people on stage. You're sure you want to start with me?
Absolutely.
Okay, go
Roll out the red carpet first for you.
Go for it.
All right, it's just been a few months with the merger, and JioStar has disrupted the game across the board, and you're very close to being the biggest streaming service in the world. You probably are the only platform to have such a wide offering at such affordable price point. Thank you for that. Without compromising on premium content. So since the launch, the momentum for JioStar and Jio Hotstar has been incredible. We want to know what's the secret. We want to know what drives this success.
Wow, that's a full question. First of all, a really good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's been raining a little outside. I was really hoping all of you could make it, so thank you so much. Second, can we please have another round of applause for the fantastic team of Special Ops. I mean, I've seen that trailer before, but never at this scale, and it feels special. So thank you to all of you folks. I forgot the question. Yeah. So it's pretty simple, actually. Let me not make a long answer out of this one. We are just about 6-7 months old as JioStar. It's pretty simple. The promise of a large audience and a large ability to reach many people has always existed in the country. It just required the ability to build truly from India and not take a global business model and kind of employ it and kind of make some adjustments and make it to work. And that's really what we have tried doing. We have 80 crore people that have, that reach, that we reach via JioStar. We have 50 crore people just on the digital platform. Just to remind you, I think our digital platform is literally 4 months old, right? So it's still very early days. Our premise is very simple. Let's tell good stories. Let's work with fantastic teams and tell good stories. And people will always love a good story. That's pretty much it.
And in 4 months, we love the leaps and bounds that you're taking and wishing you the best.
Everyone, thanks for coming in these numbers. It's raining and we were actually wondering whether we'll be able to start this on time and have your attendance and all that. So thanks very, very much for that. Technically, it's not 5 years because we came up with a 1.5
1.5, yeah.
in the interim. And Vinay will mind that if you discount that there was no 1.5 because it meant so much for him. So, yeah, we back with another installment after 2.5, 3 years, I guess. And I would like to go back to the start of this journey, which was about 6, 7 years back. And Mr. Uday Shankar, I just bumped into him at an IPL game. And as funnily as it sounds, I mean, he said that, can we do something special for Hotstar? And something special turned out to be special ops. And we're very proud of the fact that we've lived up to the audience's expectations over and over again. And I hope it will happen again this time around. It's also a moment where I'd like to thank my entire cast, those who are not on the dais right now, but are standing right and sitting there over my team at Friday, my team at Jio Hotstar. All these people worked out tirelessly. In fact, we didn't know for the longest time as to when we'll come out with this. And life at Jio Hotstar, I believe, was more thrilling than special ops for some of the guys over there. So, yeah, glad to be back and glad to be here talking about it and waiting for the audience's reaction now.
Thank you for coming back and thank you for giving us the app topic, which is much needed for all of us, the cyber.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. KK sir, मेरा सवाल आपसे है. अगला कि you've collaborated with Neeraj sir multiple times over the years. How did your creative sync evolve for Special Ops Season 2, especially जब ये narrative is deep diving again into the cyber warfare? And did it demand something new from both of you?
From me, I'm not even in the KG class of cyber. I don't know anything about it, frankly speaking, as KK Menon. So to play Himmat Singh, who knows all about cyber, etc., is quite a task. And the man on my right and everybody else helped me out in this. So for me, yeah, it's something that is, I ask people when I have to post on social media, I ask them how it's to be done, etc., so I'm that bad. So if you like the performance, I'm bloody good at it then.
So, that's what makes KK Menon, sir, that, you definitely impressed us. So
thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, Shivam sir, मेरा सवाल आपसे है. First of all, Sugamano came to Vishesham. Invisible threats cinematically while keeping the intensity intact.
See, the thing is, Neeraj has written the script. I always loved his writing. When this area, I also don't know much about the cyber thing and all these things. I was very worried about that. But I know the story narrative, all the characters, one larger story, there is one more story, how the merging the story into a narrative. I love that part. But lots of things, the technical aspect depend on, I to ask him to, two, 3 times told him how we'll do this. But finally I learned, we have done it.
So the learning process for all, and
For me, it was a learning
it's
process,
turned
yeah.
out to be
Yeah.
quite a dhamaka that we look forward to. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Karan, Saiyami, and Muzammil, मेरा सवाल आप तीनों से है कि, what's harder, decoding a character's psychology or real-life encrypted script from Neeraj sir? And how was it working with Neeraj sir, KK Menon sir, and we want to know also at the end, who's the real mastermind off-screen?
Good afternoon, everyone. Wow, that was quite loud.
Yeah.
Well, honestly speaking, I think getting a script from Neeraj sir is the biggest one because to decode that is way tougher than anything else you see on screen. क्योंकि sir की ना एक बड़ा एक typical तरीका है screenplay लिखने का. वो 3-4 लाइनें होंगी, उसके बाद full stop होगा, action capital में होगा और exclamation. And you're like, हाँ इतना ही है. Cut to you are rehearsing for 8 days, shooting over 2 days, one action piece. So that is the man there. And truly, I think we all heavily rely on the material that comes to us because when you read a script that comes from Friday, which has been vetted by yours truly and directed by Sir, it just makes life very easy. I don't know about KK Sir, but you just literally come and you just show up. And that's the first line that Sir told me when I met him about 5-6 years ago for Special Ops 1. I was like, Sir, koi preparation kare? He's like, bas pad le, aaja na, kar lenge. So that's how he is, and I think nothing's changed, and it's just been a lot of fun shooting this.
Muzammil, Saiyami, what about you?
I think Karan summed it up in very precise and concise words. I would not deviate from that. You just show up on set and do what is told. See, it's a very complicated series. When I read Special Ops 2, I love to read. So when I was called, I went through the entire script. Like even though it was like a tedious, like long pager, I went through it because I wanted to know that, you know, how complicated, and I couldn't understand anything. I just like went, I just crammed it through. I was like, okay, let me read it. And it was so complicated and yet so interesting. I could understand like a lot of things in it. But then you have to like show up on set and just surrender to Sir what he says. And that's the most intelligent thing you can do as an actor. You cannot oversmart, you know, bring in your character or anything like that. You just show up, and as Sir tells you, do the same thing. And I think that's the best thing you can do as an actor, being under his guidance and under his shadow. I think that's the best thing.
Follow the master. Thank you and wish you the best. Saiyami.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Like Sir was saying, in this rain, you all have fought it out. But Muzammil and Karan summed it up how it is working with Neeraj Sir. He's a man of very few words, but the words he speaks are enough because he knows what to get out of his actors. For me, I feel I was not in Special Ops 1.5, but it's been 5 years since the first season. The little action that we did in the first season, after that, I've played a police officer, I've played a firefighter, I've played a cricketer. I think a pilot is left, Sir, and something in the Navy is left. But it's, I think, all thanks to the way he portrayed me, portrayed the agents. I think my work has spoken in the past 5 years is because of Special Ops. I've gotten to play all these really fiery roles that are very rarely written for women. So I'm very grateful and thankful that he had 2 women agents in Special Ops. And the only complaint I have is we didn't really share screen with KK sir at all because unfortunately, वो boring काम करते हैं इंडिया में, हम देश दुनिया भर घूमते हैं, fancy locations में काम करते हैं, and sir हमें phones पे instructions देते हैं. So hopefully the next season KK sir comes with us abroad and we get to do something with him on field, and I hope that I get to work with Shivam sir as well because he is somebody who does the India bits. So I'd love to work with Shivam sir and KK sir as well.
Neeraj sir, she's already given you content for the third season as well.
नहीं, वो सर आपके साथ ही आती है ना, साथी तो आपको छोड़ते नहीं है तो.
It's a team, sir. Team साथ में. But sir, Neeraj sir, तीसरे season का question, wish you the best. But all three of you, cyber warfare, that threat is there online. But right now, there's a Sachin threat. You still have dodged my question. Who's the actual real mastermind off screen? It's Neeraj sir or KK sir?
Oh, it's definitely Neeraj sir.
Yeah, it has to be. It's his baby. It's completely him. It's his writing. It's his baby. It's always the writer-director.
No, also I want to tell you this entire campaign of #DateKaWait is not for the audience. It is for the cast. So if you saw any material that came out as promotional that KK sir did, Vinay sir did, or I did, वो दिल से निकला है कि सर बता दो यार. तो इनका जो ऑफिस है वो उतना ही कोवर्ट है जितना हिम्मत सर का ऑफिस है in RAW.
Okay. We're looking forward to that. Date ka wait. It's basically hashtags Neeraj sir ka wait. Yeah?
Everybody was saying at that point of time that, ask Jio's Hotstar and KK sir. And I was like, no, ask Neeraj sir. Because I knew that he knew of all of the people. I mean, he was the one who knew all the answers. So it's always like he's the master planner of.
So we're waiting for him to
of all.
spill some more beans,
Yeah.
which we'll get to know when we open the media Q&A as well. विनय सर, मेरा सवाल आपसे है.
भाई मुझे ताकीद की गई है हमारे सीनियर से कि मैं ज़्यादा बोलूं नहीं, क्योंकि अक्सर होता क्या है, हाँ मैं भूल जाता हूँ. आप सब लोगों का स्वागत है, नमस्कार. मुझे ज़्यादा बोलने की इजाज़त नहीं दी गई है, इसलिए मैं ज़्यादा बोलूँगा नहीं. आप जो सवाल पूछ रहे हैं वो थोड़ा सा पेचीदा है, उसका जवाब मुझे भी नहीं पता. मुझे सिर्फ इतना पता है कि बहुत सालों पहले, मुझे लगता है स्पेशल ऑप्स मेरे बचपन से चल रहा है. आई डोंट रिमेंबर व्हेन इट स्टार्टेड, मतलब कोविड के पहले का ज़माना मुझे वैसे भी याद नहीं है. तो हमारे दोस्त इन्होंने मुझे कॉल किया, शिवम सर ने, कि क्या काम नहीं करोगे मेरे साथ, हम लोग ऐसे बिहारी में बात करते हैं. तो मैंने कहा ज़रूर करेंगे, हम इनके यहाँ आए, इन्होंने मुझे कुछ पढ़ने के लिए दिया. फिर मैंने कहा भाई नीरज साहब के साथ काम करने का पहली बार मुझे अवसर मिल रहा है, तो मैंने हाँ कह दिया, मतलब आँख मूंद के. इसके कुछ एक हफ्ते बाद, ये बहुत कम लोगों को पता है, मुझे एक फ़ोन आता है नीरज सर का. वो कहते हैं कि अब बसवा को मार दें. मतलब मेरा कैरेक्टर पहले ही सीज़न में मरने वाला था जी, ठीक है. तो इन्होंने मुझे जीवन दान दिया है. मतलब मैं 3 सीज़न तक चल रहा हूँ अभी भी. ये और बात है कि कॉस्ट्यूम सेम ही है, और अब बसवा का प्रमोशन भी नहीं हुआ है. वो अभी भी मोटरसाइकिल से ही, वो दिल्ली में, वो मतलब 2 स्टार पुलिस अफसर है. मुझे प्रमोशन नहीं चाहिए, जब तक मेरा मोटरसाइकिल में पेट्रोल भरवाते रहें सर, तब तक मैं स्पेशल ऑप्स के साथ हूँ. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सब लोगों का इतनी भारी मात्रा में यहाँ जमा होने के लिए, और बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका. एक बस आखिरी बार कहूँगा, ये जो डेट का जो मसला चल रहा है ना कि कब हो रहा है रिलीज़, कब हो रहा है रिलीज़, और सब लोग नीरज सर को बदनाम कर रहे हैं कि उन्हीं को पता है, उन्हीं को पता है. असली मास्टरमाइंड ये हैं, इन्हीं को पता था कि कब रिलीज़ होने वाला है. जब पहली बार मैं इनसे मिला था तो सिर पे पूरे बाल थे, लेकिन मर्जर में वो भी चले गए. तो हम आपको मुबारकबाद देना चाहते हैं सर. हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि कुछ ऐसा जादुई तेल निकालें जिससे थोड़े बहुत बाल वापस आ जाएं आपके भी. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका और हम सबका.
विनय सर, बहुत बहुत आपका शुक्रिया अदा करने से पहले मैं नीरज सर और शिवम सर का शुक्रिया अदा करना कि आपको सीज़न 2 या तीनों इसमें रखा, और हमें आप हमेशा एंटरटेन करते आए, ऐसे ही एंटरटेन करते रहें. सो बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.
थैंक यू भाई. ऐसी अफवाहें आप बाहर भी उड़ाते रहें ताकि हमें कुछ और भी काम मिले. थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू.
सच है सर, हकीकत है. बट थैंक यू. ताहिर भाई, मेरा सवाल आपसे है. कप्तान के कंपेटिटर या कहा जाए एंटेगनिस्ट. Welcome to the world of this madness. You're entering the special ops universe for the first time, especially stepping into such a critically acclaimed franchise. What drew you to the script ke ye role mujhe karna hai? And tell us a bit about your role as well.
That's a great question. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I remember really enjoying season 1. I remember when I saw that trailer, I was just blown away. First and foremost with the pride that it was on an Indian platform. Like 5 years ago, that was a really big deal, and the scale of it. So when I got that phone call from Neeraj sir's office, I was very flattered and humbled. I've been a big fan of his work. I've grown up watching A Wednesday and Special Chabbis. So it was a very humbling phone call to get. जब आप एक हिट शो के अंदर आप ज्वाइन करते हैं तो इट फील्स लाइक जैसे आप एक हॉस्टल ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे सब एक दूसरे को जानते हो, and you're the new entrant. So I have to admit the first few days were a little overwhelming, but very quickly you have to gel and get into the part. I think when I heard the character Sudhir, I was just blown away about how unpredictable he is, how layered he is, and how contemporary he is, because he's not someone who needs muscle or weapons. It's just data and control over that data that has him. He's like a business tycoon who runs this tech mafia, as you can see from the trailer. And to me, that was just so exciting to play, because it opens up so many relevant questions today of what really is intelligence and what is national security. So thank you, Shivam sir, Neeraj sir. Thank you, Geo Hotstar, for trusting me with this part.
However, we're looking forward to the different layers of Sudhir, and definitely the trailer is also doing justice to what you're going to be showcasing, and we look so much. And with that, I'm sure हमारे दोस्त जो हैं मीडिया के सारे होते हैं, सचिन हमारे भी सवाल पूछ लो यार. So I would say if I could request our volunteers or team members to please hand over the questions written by our friends from the media if you have it. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. मैं कोशिश ज़रूर French. These are questions from our friends from the media, जिन्होंने लिख के दिए. So we have a couple of questions here. Sushant, starting from you again. The first question's for you.
अभी जो भी सवाल देने थे सर ने दे दिए मेरी तरफ से तो अभी भी क्या बोलूं बोलिए.
Well, he's titled you the mastermind, so I'll call you the mastermind, Sushant. Vaishnavi from @Gully has sent in a question here. Hi, Vaishnavi. Sushant, it's fascinating how some of the Hotstar's special character, like Himmat Singh, have built such loyal fan bases over time. Are we now seeing a shift where character storytelling is becoming the core driver of audience engagement and even platform stickiness, especially on OTT?
It's a very good question, and the answer is absolutely yes. Characters like Himmat Singh, characters, even beyond that, including Madhav Mishra and so on. I think they become more than just people that you see on screen. They become part of a conversation, and the reason for that is pretty simple. लोग कहानियाँ देखते हैं for the people that are in it and the journeys that they go through, right? And उस journey से we either find inspiration, we either find hope, we either find solace. So in many ways, the characters that we all see on screen are some representation of either what we are or what we want to be. Very simple. That's one part of it. The other is, we can want all the best characters on screen, and at Hotstar and Jio Hotstar now, we have been lucky to have built a repertoire, but it really takes a set of people to bring those characters to life. From writing it, to directing it, to the people who actually portray the characters. It takes a combination of all of them, and obviously some fantastic teams at JioStar who have helped find these characters to showcase on the platform over a period of time. Characters on screen are nothing but the characters that we have every day with us, our close relationships. So they are true to their core, but at the same time they will surprise and delight you, just like some of the characters will in this season, I'm pretty sure.
We're awaiting the surprises. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Vaishnavi, for the question. And next question, high-stake missions. And how do you envision the future of the Special Ops universe to look like 5 years down the line?
Frankly speaking, I mean, there are such interesting stories in this domain and such unheard, untold stories in this domain that it naturally becomes a magnet for any storyteller, whether it's the producers, the platform, or whoever you'd like to say. And the unsung hero in most of these stories, that becomes the primary reason also, because these are operations which are covert in nature. They are classified, they are under plausible denial, and that's the reason not too many people are aware of these operations, these adventures. And I feel that it's a compelling enough reason for us to bring it to the audiences. And proof of it is that they enjoy it. They enjoy it and they want more of it. And our endeavor is to bring newer stories and keep discovering, researching newer stories in this domain and bring it to them.
And the proof is you've got an eye for detail and you give us the best content always.
That goes with the team. It would be stupid of me to just take the credit for that. It takes an entire village, including the cast, the technicians. And it's work behind the scenes by an entire team that sort of does that. Yeah.
So if the team members are here, cheers to you guys and wishing you the best. KK sir, the next question is for you, coming in from Sharik from IANS, and it says, personally and professionally, what has been your proudest moment while working on a legacy and fan favorite franchise like Special Ops, and what is your favorite part about returning to this character?
Past, it's present, so I'm quite proud presently as well. So, see, initially when we did it, we had no idea that it will become so big. I think nobody is so narcissistic to think that it would become so big. But yes, once the first season came in, and then we realized we have something which has a life, a longer life than we expected. And then we did an experiment with 1.5, which is a backstory of Himmat, where I could play my age, you know, the actual age. Finally, I could play my age. So all that I did. So I felt good, and even Pathak Saab could play his age, you know. So yeah. So yeah, I had no idea that what is cooking up in Neeraj's mind. I never asked because it's difficult for him to explain and for me to understand. So I prefer to see the final draft of the script. And when I read it, it was huge and threads which are much more than what was there in 1 and 1.5. For an actor, that's the key part, no? I know that I've played Himmat Singh. I know him in and out. I also know that I don't know anything about cyber. You know, my first email ID was cyberreluctant at gmail.com. So, you know, I'm that reluctant. So I don't know anything about it. And for me to kind of get into it was an interesting actor's journey. I just acted like I'm an expert, that's all. But there's an emotional thing behind it. It's not just dry, it's not just computers only. So a mixture of everything, technology, emotions, drama, everything. Very rarely do you get, you know, to play. We come from that time where there were only theatrical releases. There was no OTT. So those areas were booked for, you know what. We good actors used to play villains and whatever. So now comes, it's opened up completely. So we as actors have a chance to enjoy ourselves with whatever talent we have. And that's what OTT gives us. And especially special ops, because it's huge. I mean, trust me, when you see the series, season 2, it's at least beyond my imagination that he could come up with something that big, you know. Yeah, I'm just waiting. And he said, "Bas, bahut ho gaya." He doesn't take compliments very well, so I'm just stopping.
You aced it. But, you know, KK sir is a man, when he walks in, even if he doesn't say anything, he definitely right now also is doing that. He's speechless, you know, trying to tell us how big, and we are looking forward to it, but you every time ace the character that you play. So thank you for giving us KK Menon. Thank you.
And please, kudos to all the people who are not on stage, sitting there. They have been an integral part of our whole journey. So
a big shout out to all of you.
Yeah.
And we'll be getting you on stage
they'll be
in a
coming
short
on
while.
stage.
Yeah, they'll be joining us
They have to
capture the moment for sure. Vinay sir, मेरा अगला सवाल है देवांश से from the Indian Express. And सवाल ये है कि you have played both intense and humorous roles across your career. How do you strike a balance between such contrasting emotional tone in a project like Special Ops?
ये सवाल किसने पूछा भाई?
Devansh from Indian Express. From the Indian Express.
Indian Express. The Indian Express, you know. आपको मेरा सलाम. इतना पेचीदा सवाल पूछने के लिए. देखिए मैं एक बात ये बता दूं कि मैं जितना इंटेलिजेंट दिखता हूं उतना हूं नहीं. ये बात आप लोग पहले लिख लें. दूसरी बात ये, कई बार हम लोग इस बात को एक्नॉलेज करने से चूक जाते हैं कि जो भी काम एक्टर करता है, जितनी बखूबी से करता है, उसका मेरा मानना है कि 70% जो श्रेय है वो लेखक को जाना चाहिए. आई थिंक वी हैवंट स्पोकन इनफ about all the writers. Thank you. I mean, and I would like to take this moment to acknowledge all the writers that I have worked with over the years, over the characters you're talking about. मतलब intense क्या होता है और comedy क्या होती है. To be very honest, it's not that important. If it's written well, any decent actor or actor with an imagination, I think, would get into the character if it's written well on paper. And I'm speaking about Mr. Shivam Nair, I'm speaking about Mr. Neeraj Pandey, I'm speaking about all the writers I have worked with. And I really want to take this opportunity to thank them for creating all the characters that I have done. Thank you.
And
This is the most intense I can get.
But we thank the writers for giving us you, for writing it so well that they can bring out the best in you. And thank you for always entertaining.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
so much.
Vanessa. Thank you. From Film Fair, the question is for Tahir Bhai. Tahir, the question's for you. We've seen you portray many versatile characters over the years, but this character looks particularly striking and terrifying. And what makes you gravitate towards these grey characters?
I think grey characters just have dimension, and there's something very interesting about playing characters that are in the shades of grey. And I think Sudhir ke baare mein bhi yahi sachai hai, and this was one of Neeraj sir's and Shivam sir's brief to me, is that जैसे जैसे show आगे बढ़ता है, you discover layers of the character. It's like peeling an onion, and that's what makes him interesting, and that's what gravitated me towards this part. And also there's a physical aspect in this character. He's into a certain kind of martial art, which also makes it very interesting to play. And I think when you conventionally see an antagonist, he leads with muscle, he leads with like weapons, but he believes in digital colonization, and that's what makes him unlike anything I've played before.
Nice, thank you. And next question is coming in from Saiyami from Akriti from Bollyywood Bubble. The question is, you play Juhi, one of the few women navigating the high-stakes world of espionage, often seen as a male-dominated space. What drew you to this role, and how important was it for you to represent both the emotional as well as the...
Credit goes to Neeraj sir, because as an actor, you want to play all roles, be it grey, black, white, orange, yellow. As an actor, you want to keep working. But for women, there are particular roles which people don't write, and you always wonder why. But even before Special Ops, I think Neeraj sir with Baby and what he did with Taapsee really stood out. As an audience, I watched it and I said, wow, I've never seen anything on Indian cinema like this before. So he's somebody who's always done it. And I was just lucky that I got to play Juhi, because the first season, I love doing action. I love beating up guys. And I know there was a character that I beat up with a stick. I wish I could beat up guys and have guns in my hand, because that's what women genuinely feel from the inside when there are so many people on the road who are, you know, booing and who are wooing, and that's what women feel inside, that you give me a stick, give me a gun, I'll show you how it's done, and he gave me the opportunity. So I'm just really happy, and I hope I can continue to beat up the bad guys.
And I would say on behalf of Saiyami, kudos and a big shout out to all the girl power in the house this afternoon. To all the girls in the house, and as soon as you said you like to beat up, KK sir, we all turned like 2 steps behind, like, kya?
Well, he's trained me well, so we were under his training. So he gave the money that was needed for Juhi's training, so he's part of the team. He's the good guy.
Okay.
Tahir needs to be careful.
Yeah, me on the other hand, I should quickly exit.
मैं तो डर ही रहा हूँ यार, जैसे उसने कहा कि beat up guys, and I'm like, okay then. अगला सवाल है from Medha Bhatt. Did I say that right? From Pool Chap. Is that correct, Medha? Questions for Karan. Karan, with Special Ops marking your OTT debut, how does it feel to grow alongside a franchise that has become a genre benchmark in espionage, action, and national issues?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Question is from Medha from Pool Chap, and it says, with Special Ops marking your OTT debut, how does it feel to grow alongside a franchise that has become a genre benchmark in espionage, action, and national issues?
Oh, it's an extreme honor, quite frankly, and truly, you know, moving aside from television, this was the exact kind of outing I wanted as an actor, and it couldn't have been more befitting to do it with Neeraj sir. He's somebody I reached out to a whole bunch of years before we actually ended up collaborating on this, and he auditioned me for this role. Truly speaking, I find myself more of an audience for this show than a cast member, because even right now when I was watching the trailer, it was just so riveting. I couldn't hold myself back from whistling, so my sincere apologies for that blasphemy. But espionage, you know, just to be attached to it, I think it's one of the most coolest genres, and playing Farooq is just so much fun. ये मेरे साल की ना सबसे थकान वाली छुट्टी होती है, because हम सिर्फ abroad shoot करते हैं. Sir हमें अच्छी अच्छी जगहों पर लिख देते हैं. So you know, you love it when the screenplay starts with Budapest, Georgia, and you're like, bring it. So you don't mind waking up at 3 o'clock. हाँ जी. So मेरी बड़ी इच्छा है तहे दिल से कि के सर यू नो दफ्तर को बहुत अच्छे तरीके से संभाले ताकि हम घूमते रहे छुट्टियों पे. But no, it'll be, sir, in all honesty, it would be amazing to kick some ass with you and I standing next to each other in the field. That would be a lot of fun. और ये मेरी actually एक
बचपन में हमने यूक्रेन में बहुत किया है वो चीज़.
ये मेरा एक थोड़ा गिला शिकवा भी रहा है नीरज सर के साथ कि हमारा एक भी सीन अब तक साथ में नहीं हुआ है. तो वो डेफिनेटली मैं सर को कोक्स करूँगा किसी तरीके से लिखते हैं. बट मुझे बड़ा मजा आता है टू प्ले अ रॉ एजेंट. इट्स सच अ फन स्पेस टू बी. You get to learn so many different kind of action techniques, especially in this season. I had the best time of my life because I came off one of my biggest fears, which I don't want to say right now because it's a bit too soon. But it's been a very, very enjoyable shoot, and I just love thoroughly being a part of Special Ops.
We wish you the best. And you know, you said you whistled, and whistling is.
Sir, आपकी permission है? इजाज़त है?
सीटियां
Are you guys
बजनी
ready
चाहिए
for
ना
it?
किसी भी.
मैं पंजाबी हूँ, so this might be a bit loud, yeah. So behold.
ओए होए.
तालियां. क्या बात है?
मैं पंजाबी नहीं हूँ फिर भी
वो सीटियों में एक अलग मजा है ना जो मैंने अप्रिशिएट.
एक सेकंड. What makes you think Saiyami can't do it?
Okay. ओए.
Saiyami के साथ ईव टीजिंग उल्टी तरफ से होती है. ये सीटें हमारी.
But the fact that she gave it a shot, it means a lot. So thank you. Thank you. And whistles and kudos, Filmi Gyan. If you had to go undercover in real life, what would be your fake identity and why?
यार पहली बात मुझे I don't think I'll be accepted undercover. तो क्योंकि unfortunately हाँ हाइट थोड़ा सा 6'2" का हाइट है तो दिख ही जाएगा. मुश्किल है अंडरकवर जाना.
Just for an idea, we could be honeymoon couple.
That's a good idea.